Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, hit the like button as y'all come into the building. Let's get those likes up. Appreciate y'all. What's up? What's up? Good morning. Where y'all at? Good morning. Good morning. Top of the morning. You gotta get more of this, man. Gotta get more. This is running out. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. Good morning. Good morning. You know what I'm saying? Let's put some positive energy out there. It's 1:37 a.m. Uh, you're in California. Jen is in California. Shout out to you, Coffee. You're in California. Yep. You know, I could always tell when people from California because they 3 hours behind me. You know, they 3 hours behind. So shout out to Cali, man. Shout out to Cali. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of content coming out of Cali right now. No jumper. Got Cali on the map. Can't lie about that. Munchie B going back to no jumper. I seen a video yesterday. Munchie B going back to no jumper. You know, that's his decision. You know, how I feel about it, I feel no way. You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is. Get you out of here. Yeah, what you sipping on? And what you drinking on? You got that Henny? You got that Ciroc? You got that Don Julio? What you got over there? Got to get my hair done over. He said fireball. Fireball? That's what's up. Let's get the trolls out of here. Let's get the trolls out of here. Definitely. Feel great. Tipsy. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's Saturday, Sunday morning. Get right. She, the first weekend of the new year. You know what I'm saying? This is the first weekend of the new year. Turn up. I took it old school with this. That's that Modelo. That's Modelo. It's old school right there. Definitely positive vibes only. Anything other than positive vibes, it get you bounced out of here real quick. You know, I got zero tolerance for energy vampires. Those are people who steal your energy. Those are people who drain your energy. I got zero tolerance for energy vampires. I don't let them get around my circle in real life, and I don't let them get around my content base. You know what I'm saying? Yep, vampires. You know, I stay away from those people respectfully. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. Oh, respectfully. Shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for being in the building, man. Y'all tapped in with the real one, the one and only 718 Cave. I'm in the building. Y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all know what it is. I'm an empathy person, yeah. So you're empathetic about people's feelings. Let me tell you something. In this world, you really got to protect your peace of mind. You can't be too nice in this world. You can't be too nice. You really got to protect. You really got to protect you. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, you really got to, so just got my wake and bake on. We feeling real good. You know what I'm saying? I gotta, I gotta wash today. I gotta, uh, I gotta go grocery shopping. You know, I gotta do a lot of stuff. That's Sunday though. Sunday I tend to, go grocery shopping, uh, wash my clothes so it don't build up too much. Do light stuff. But at the end of the day, man, you can't be too, you gotta protect your feelings, bro. You really gotta protect your feelings. You can't be too empathetic to what everybody's going through, because you said it's overwhelming. So it's gonna drain you. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, you gotta know how to block things out, bro. You gotta know how to block people out. And you know what I'm saying? Don't bring everybody into your circle. cause it's overwhelming, it's draining, cause a lot of people are energy vampires, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand what that means. You know, well, like I've been around people that made me feel so tired, that made me feel so drained, bro. Those are the people draining my energy. So you gotta be real careful who you entertain in this world. Fake people, all of that. You know, the fake and the real, they can't go together. Fake and the real cannot go together. So I read all kind of energies, you know. So you know, I gotta protect me. So I gotta be by myself. You know, if that's what it takes to protect my sanity, if that's what it takes to keep me happy, I gotta be by myself. Like you know what I'm saying? Like right now I ain't dating nobody right now. I'm chilling. Like I'm single by choice. You know, and I'm the happiest I ever been. You know what I'm saying? Being single is the happiest I ever been. I feel so free. Good morning. So like freedom is something I don't take for granted. A lot of people take freedom for granted. You dig what I'm saying? So I don't take my freedom for granted. I love it. I cherish it. Freedom to come and go. I ain't got to answer to no woman. Like all of that, bro. I've been through that for a plethora of my life. And you know what I'm saying? And I know females love drama. It is what it is. Females love drama. So they're gonna put you through it for a thing they call makeup sex. Now if y'all know about the females psychology and how women think, they like to put they like to have makeup sex. So they're gonna put you through all kind of issues. So y'all could fight. So y'all could fight and y'all could do this and y'all could have makeup sex. Why? It's more passionate. So a lot of females uh, fake an argument, fake an issue just so they could do makeup sex, bro. And a lot of men don't even know that. A lot of men don't even know their motives. There's a motive for that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of females, drama is on the table. You know what I'm saying? Drama is on the table. And at this stage of my life, man, you know, I'm you know, I'm a seasoned veteran. And I can't go, I'm too seasoned in life to make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? So, other people, they gotta learn. The younger men, they gotta learn the same way I gotta learn. Yo, Cool Waters, Happy New Year's, man. It's my first time seeing you for 2026. Shout out to you, homie. Salutations. Bonjour. Hola, ¿cómo está? You know. So yeah, man, like a lot of females put you through the ringer. You know what I'm saying? They they program that way. So you really gotta you really gotta filter. And it goes for the men too. The men have put females through the BS, vice versa. So you really gotta filter before you even allow them into your circumference. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, when you meet somebody, you meet a female, you meet a guy, you are meeting the representative. You are not meeting that person, the real person. You are meeting a representative of the person. You know what I'm saying? So when you first meet somebody, it's fake. It's fake off the rip. You got to know that. Okay, when I meet this female or when I meet this guy, I'm not meeting a real him or her. I'm meeting a representative of this person. So it's gonna take for me and this person to go through an argument, to go through some issues, so I can see the real you. So I can see if I can when you're mad. You know what I'm saying? I want to tolerate you when you're mad. So that's the whole point of first meeting somebody. You want to see if you could tolerate, you know, the anger issues. So you only meet the person or the real person when y'all going through something. That's that's when you really meet that person. Like, okay, you like, okay, I can't deal with this. The red flags is right there. That's the flags for you to pack your bags and go. Now, if you don't see the red flags, you don't see the warning, you're blinded by lust. You're blinded by a gorgeous body. You're blinded by whatever you're blinded by. You ain't gonna see the red flags. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty times, bro. I was dating a female, and my family members like, yo, don't even deal with that. Yo, leave that alone. I ain't listen, cause I'm blinded by lust. I ain't listen, and I end up going through issues with the person that I was warned to leave alone. They told me, yo, leave that alone. That's not right. That's not real right. I'm blinded by lust. I'm blinded by a nice body. I'm blinded by a pretty face. The whole time I was setting myself up. People on the outside try to warn me, I ain't listen. Been spending time with three of my four kids, so I haven't been online much since December 25th to go back to school this week. And the other one is out with, as he is 20. That's what's up, man. That's all we got, bro. That's all that matters. Spending time with your family, bro. That's that's all we got on this earth is our family. Everything else is friends and associates. You know what I'm saying? That's cool and all, but to build and to be around your bloodline, it's an amazing feeling, bro. To understand that me and my bloodline, we survived this tumultuous world. We survived. A lot of my family is older. Some of them walking with canes. You know what I'm saying? So to see them and to see what we went through as a family, as a unit, you know, because life is about go through this life unscathed. We're gonna wear the scars of life. It might be invisible, but that's the scars of life. So to build with your family, bro, is the most precious thing on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Forget the money. Money can't even buy back the time. You know what I'm saying? So you already know what it is, man. Even family can't. Of course, anybody could do you wrong, but you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we here to forgive, not forget, but we here to forgive, bro. That's why pencils got erasers. Pencils got erasers for a reason, Sometimes you got to erase that and start over. I don't hold no grudges over nobody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't hold no grudges over nobody, bro. Cause it weighs down too much on me. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to Chicago, man. Shout out to the Go. It's a war of life. The war we fight. Life is a war. Living is a war. You know what I'm saying? Just making it to be that egg to hit the fallopian tube. You know what I'm saying? Like that's legendary. So to get into this life is a war. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, man. Life is a war. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is gonna get out unscathed, bro. We all got our own fights that we gotta face. You know what I'm saying? And it's good that people can help you face your fights and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for, man. I'm here to help, and I'm here to be a shepherd, man. You know what I'm saying? A humble guy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for, man. Be humble and help as many as I can. You dig what I'm saying? Definitely, man. You know what I'm saying? So we just trying to put out positive energy, bro, this whole year. Because this year is starting on BS. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see what Trump doing. Y'all see what's going on in the world. Don't be too self-absorbed in your own world to not see what's going on around you. Because what's going on around you affect your world too. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pay attention to the news. The news is very important to pay attention to. The news keep you updated on what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? So as you chase this money, as you get this money, pay attention to the steps that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you know, we in some crazy times. And a wise man and a wise woman always observe the times we in. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much we gain to the bag, you still got to be mindful of your surroundings from afar and your surroundings up close when you're outside. When you're outside, you're very observant, right? You're watching everybody, you're making sure everything is kosher when you're outside. Well, you got to do that also with abroad. You know what I'm saying? So 2026 is already turning up. Like we're not even into a week into 2026, and they done took the Venezuelan president. They got him in MDC. They got him in the same federal prison that Diddy was at, MDC. That's where he's at. So you mean to tell me he's in Brooklyn right now? The Venezuelan president is in Brooklyn. Good night. And then they got all kind of photo ops with the man. So they parading the man around like it's a photo op. Just pay attention, man, to what's going on, man. It's a crazy world. The older I get, the more I say, before I leap off into something, is this smart? Should I? Yeah, man. Should I? Exactly. Yeah. Yo, cool water. It's wild, B. Yeah, but as you get older, man, you really gotta you know, as you get older, you really gotta distinguish between, you know, is this worth my time, bro? Cause I'm in the fourth quarter of life. So I cannot do no stupid stuff, crash out, and God forbid, go to jail for 20 years. I'm You know what I'm saying? I can't afford to give the system 20 years of my life. So it's always in the front of my mind before I think of doing anything stupid. I can't afford to. Like, even if I was 17 years old, I ain't crashing out and, like, you know? So as you get older, you definitely don't want to be in a prison system as an old man. You could imagine, you spend your whole life free, and then you get to your 50s and you do something stupid to cost you 20 years of your life. You're done. You're finished, bro. Stuff like that. You got to be mindful of the things you do as you get older. Because even though you're older, it doesn't mean you're out of the, you know, listen, man. Yeah, how, you know what I mean? Got to, exactly, man. Like, why risk that? Like, I don't even know if I got 20 years left, homie. The object is to spend my life free. That's the object, bro. Dodge prison. The object is to dodge prison for my whole life, not half of my life. Nah. The object is to dodge prison and live a free life, enjoying the fruits of my labor, enjoying the fruits of my hard work. That's my end game. Like a lot of people don't even got an end game. What's your end game? My end game is to stay free and enjoy the fruits of my labor and be a servant to my people. Y'all gotta figure out your end game, homie. You know, a lot of y'all just living day to day. Nah, I see the end. And it's gonna involve me being a free man. Tell you that much. Come and go as I please. You know what I'm saying? Being a servant to my people. You know what I'm saying? Now I can only be a servant to my people if I got the money. So the money gonna be there. The finances gonna be there. Now, with my finances, I could serve my people, homie. I could serve my people. That's what I'm here for. It is a great responsibility that you got to take on as you are highly esteemed in this world, as you are rich in this world. You got a responsibility. Yeah, the fake UPS driver, bro, like that was robbing people. They got life in prison. Um, I seen a case. I think that's the one you talking about. The one was in Detroit with two fake UPS people. They, yeah, they, yeah. I think they got life in prison. Was they caught? If not, then that's a whole totally different case. But the one I seen was two fake UPS delivery men or whatever. They staged a robbery, and I think some people died in there. And long story short, life in prison. And these are grown men in their 40s and 50s. A bungled heist that cost them life in prison. You could imagine, I ain't make it this far to give the system 30 years of my or the rest of like I ain't make it this far, bro. I ain't go through all of the stuff I went through to be stupid and give the system 30 years of the rest of my life. You must be insane. Are you crazy? Gotta be crazy. Gotta be insane. Gotta be insane. Gotta be crazy. That's what I think about. I went through too much to to uh to get tricked out of my freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Yeah, they got life in prison. See? Come on, gang. Yeah, bro. You forfeit your life. Now you're gonna sit in that prison cell, in that jail cell, and every day you're gonna face regret. That's worse than death. That's worse than death, bro. You being on death row is worse than you dying, bro. Cause at least when you dying, at least when you dead, it's over, right? He's dead. It's over. Bury him. But when you got life in prison every day, it's the same thing. It's that same prison cell you gotta see until you die. Then, you know, come on, man. We got to think, bro, in this world, bro. This is a world that your decisions can cost you. Your decisions can really, really cost you your freedom. And we as young men, I see it all the time, and all I could do is shake my head, like, damn, another one, another one fell for the Matrix, another one fell for the for for whatever games this world played on him. He fell for it. You got finessed out your spot. You got finessed out your freedom. A lot of people want to trick you out your freedom. A lot of people want to trick you out your spot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's smiling at you. It's not like a friendly smile. You dig what I'm saying? A lot of people want your spot. A lot of people want to see you in a grave, in a jail cell. And that's the people you key with. That's the people you smiling with. Come on, man. Fell for the okie doke. Be right. What's up? Sit and think about your actions, your brutal repetition, and there's the three tall T's or tension, torture, and time. Them three T's right there. Tension, torture, and time. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, we have a mind and we got a brain, bro. We got to think before we react. Think think out the situation, before you act on something. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to be disciplined all around. Discipline in your finances, discipline when you're dealing with these females, discipline in your emotions, because you got to discipline your emotions. Because some people crash out over words. How about, bro? I, now, I think this was in Detroit. Like, I think it was a McDonald's. Somebody crashed out over gravy. Over gravy. Over condiments. Condiments is like ketchup, gravy, mustard. Somebody stabbed a worker over gravy. Did y'all see that case yet? Somebody stabbed a worker over gravy, bro. Over so we really gotta pay attention like who we dealing with out here, man. You know what I'm saying? You dealing with these people, bro. You really gotta be mindful, bro. You dig what I'm saying? You really gotta be mindful who you dealing with. My whole life, anytime I had a family member or friends come to me, come on, this man, nah, bro. Like anytime somebody quick to tell you, man, let's go rob this, or anytime anybody quick to do crime with you, bro, don't be a fool and entertain it. Cause some people so quick to run and go do a lick, quick to go do a crime. Oh, let's go do this. Let's go do some stupid stuff. And let's go. Hell no. I'm good, homie. I'm a leader. I ain't a follower. I ain't gonna follow you to a jail cell. I ain't gonna follow you to a grave. That's the actions of a follower. You know what I mean? You're gonna go run with him to do some lick. You're gonna go run with him to do something illegal. It's a flip of the coin, bro. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get caught. You know why? Because you do it by yourself. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like if you're gonna do a crime, you're gonna do anything, which you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Do it by yourself, at least. You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get caught. Because 9 times out of 10, he's stupid, obviously, for doing it in the first place. So once he get caught, he gonna snitch on you, and you get caught, and y'all both go down. It never works out. Never works out. That's always the end result. If you hurt someone, it might even like when you change. If you hurt someone, but it depends, man. Because a lot of people out here, It's psychopath, man. They could hurt people and not feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? They could hurt people all day long and not feel nothing about it. It's a lot of people that travel this earth like that. It's a lot of people on this world like that. Now, I'm a good person. So if I hurt somebody, but everybody ain't that way. Everybody ain't that way. You dig what I'm saying? Everybody is not that way. Some people get pleasure out of seeing you in pain. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta understand it's traits of people who get pleasure out, out of seeing people hurt. So that don't affect everybody. Like that only affect the good people. You dig what I'm saying? That only affect the good people, the good person, or because even if you have to do self-defense. Like even if you hurt somebody, because you have to defend yourself. As a good person, you still gonna feel hurt, especially if you have to take a life and it was self-defense. I'ma still feel hurt that I took a human being's life. A lot of people don't think like that. They say, "Yeah, I got a free kill. I got a free kill." Yeah, then they go bragging about it. They going, come on, bro. So a lot of people don't, you know, they don't got feelings, man. You got people doing hits and runs and they will keep on living. Yeah, bro, that's it. They do hits and runs and that's how they feed their family. A lot of a lot of hitmen's out here. A lot of people take hits and they do hits. And a lot of people do scamming out here. Like, y'all seen a video of the $12 million gift card scam? $12 million in gift cards. Y'all seen a video of the scammers being arrested? $12 million in gift cards. And they from Russia or something, Russia or Turkey. They come to America and they scam over $12 million in gift cards. And you think it's only because they only caught 3 people. And you think it's an operation that big, only involved 3 people? Of course not. It involves a whole plethora of people. But I say that to say this. Stop, stop holding people that got the nice cars and the nice houses and the big money. Stop holding them at a high level, bro. Because you got to understand, there's a lot of people that kill for money and they get rich and they get the bag. They look, you know what I mean? And it's a lot of people who scam for money. You know what I'm saying? Who take money from old people. Who take money from people's accounts. These are the people that had the nice houses and the nice cars. And you look at them as the pillar of society. So never envy what the next person got because you don't know how they got it. I just told you. A lot of people get their money from killing. A lot of people get their money from doing scams, taking money, which is not right. But that's the ones who drive in the nice cars and the big houses. And y'all look at them as the pillar of society. You know what I'm saying? So that's wisdom. Never envy what somebody got because you don't know what he did. You know, it could have been some life insurance. You know, he killed a family member for life insurance. Now he got millions of dollars. So why would I envy somebody who got something? Because I don't know. Because I know in this society, everybody is crooked for the most part. Everybody gonna step on your toes to get to the top. Everybody gonna backdoor you to get to your spot. They want your spot, they want your position. People hate to see you doing better than them. I ain't that way. But majority hate to see you doing better than them. They don't want to see you doing better than them. They hate that. Come on, man. Nobody ever the worst feeling about doing. I tell you, it's a constant feel. Man, you dropping it heavy, cool water. You dropping it heavy. You dropping it heavy on them. So what about the prisoners who escape prison the escapees from prison, the prison escapees. You can't sleep good. No matter what, they always gonna look for you. Like the last prisoner who broke out of New Orleans, right? Derrick Groves. Derrick Groves, when they broke out of that prison, Derrick Groves was the first one out the prison. He was the first one out, and he was the last one caught. So they know Derrick Groves was the mastermind of it. And Derrick Groves was caught months later. Guess where? Not in New Orleans, in the prison they broke out of. He was caught in Atlanta, thousands of miles away. He was caught in Atlanta, the last prison escapee. Even though he was in Atlanta, you think he had a good night's sleep? The constant fear, like my man said, looking over your shoulder. So you think he had a good night's sleep, even though he escaped from prison and is months later, and you in a whole different state away from New Orleans? You in Atlanta. That means they were still looking for you every second, every day. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, bro. You know, like one of my homies back in the day, right? You know, like like he did a serious crime, right? So, we at the lab, we chilling at the crib, the trap, we in the trap. So we in the trap, right? And homie told us, like, yo, I'm on the run for murder. So the homie was on the run for murder. And we held him down, you know, hiding him, you know. And that, bro, was the scariest time of my life, bro. Cause I'm thinking any second, bro, they gonna kick this door in, bro, and they gonna take us all down, bro. So, you know, that's a little, story I'm gonna give y'all. But yeah, man, it get real. I'm saying, like, it's a constant, you know what I'm saying? You never know, bro. That ain't a good feeling, homie. You dig what I'm saying? Trust and believe, man. Top of the morning, Derek. Top of the morning. Aiding is a serious thing. Aiding and abetting, bro. I was scared of all of that. Plus, you already know. This is spizzle. So, you got guns in here. There's drugs in here. This is our spot. This our, the hideout. So we aiding and abetting, drugs, guns. So I'm scared to death, bro. And, it played out real crazy. You know what I'm saying? It, man, I'm gonna leave that alone, man. I ain't even gonna tell y'all the rest of that once I find out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it played out real crazy, man. So, that life, even for him, cause I'm watching them. I'm like, damn, bro. In my mind, I'm like, damn, homie did that, and the way he was living, cause he was on the run, he was living like a vagabond, bro. He knew any day was up. So, he turned up, getting super drunk, and just trying to forget about it, and we trying to just just gang. It's crazy, bro. So I try not to put myself in none of that position where I got crashed out homies like that, where I'm in a trap house with the fellas and we around this environment. I'll never put myself in that situation ever again. You dig what I'm saying? I never put myself in that situation. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that life, that constant watching over your shoulders, and that constant, it's it's not a good feeling, man. Can't even walk, man. Listen, bro. Can't do nothing. Nothing, bro. It's like you in prison. It's It's like you're in prison. You dig what I'm saying? It's like you're in prison, bro. That's what it is. So that ain't for me, bro. I I like to be a free man, and wisdom. Wisdom comes with time, bro. So I wasn't always wise, man. I was a young, turned up guy, bro. I was turned up full throttle. You know what I'm saying? But I always had sense. That's one thing about me, bro. I always had sense, and I was never like a follower, bro. You know what I mean? You said, so Matt, you got to make decisions that don't lead you in that prison. Decisions is what we got to, cause 10 seconds could cost you 10 years of your life. 10 seconds could cost you a life sentence. 10 seconds. Take that 10 seconds to think, bro. You know what I'm saying? 10 seconds in real time is so fast. So in real time, you got to pause and take 10 seconds because that could affect the rest of your life. 10 seconds. I mean, how much people live with regret? How many people wish they could take that back? Oh, I wish I ain't did that. Oh, I wish, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody want to impress. This is the year, or social media makes it more. Everybody want attention. Everybody got a phone. Everybody want a story. Everybody want to go viral. So people gonna crash out more. People gonna do more illegal stuff, and unfortunately, they're gonna end up going to prison. You know, because they ain't true to this. They new to this. Like a lot of y'all is new to this. So I'm giving y'all a lot of game when I go live, man. Y'all watch this back, bro. I dropped a lot of jewels that's gonna save y'all lives, man. Young homie, little homie. You know what I'm saying? Let me get you out of here, Stretch. We get Stretch out of here, man. We get Stretch out of here. My best friend came home 9 years from a 3 months later. Damn, bro. That's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't save everybody, man. Everybody can be saved, you know what I'm saying? you, you know, that's crazy, bro. You know, now when men do that DV, that domestic violence, when men harm their wives, I know they running off emotions, bro. Like that's why I say take 10 seconds to not harm that woman. Cause now you in front of a judge facing regret. Cause you ain't about that prison life. You ain't about that life. You just ran off emotions and you did something that cost you prison. Now you in front of me as a judge crying. I don't want your tears. I don't want your tears. I don't want them tears. We got to know how to discipline our emotions, bro. Don't ever let no female get you to the point where you got to put hands on her. If that's the case, just leave, bro. If I got to put hands on you, we it's over. It's done. I, I'm not going to tolerate this shit. I'm not going to tolerate that shit, man. You crazy? I'm not going to tolerate that. And, I'm too seasoned anyway to ever do that. Because I'm pretty sure it wasn't even worth it. That's why he's sobbing and crying. He's probably drunk and, wasn't even in his right mind. So now he got to pay for that. And that happens all day long. Domestic violence and they unaliving each other. the man unaliving the woman unaliving the man. It happens all day long. This ain't nothing new. This ain't, this something ain't happened recently. This been going on since the beginning of time, man. It's been going on since the beginning of time. What? She said bond at 200 million? Nah, nah, you joking. You don't mean 200 million. You probably mean 20 million. You said 200 million? I'll pass out too on game. Nah, but you probably meant 20 million. You said 200 million. Shit. I'm gonna hit the floor too, homie. Yeah, but his bond probably at 20 million. You know, um, I think you made a mistake and add the other zero. Yo, fantastic. What up, man? Just talking about, you know, we just talking about life, man. We analyze life on this stream. This stream, we analyze life. Try to bring up it. Nah, exactly. I ain't trying to hear that. That's a cop out. That's always a cop out. The mental illness. I was, I was this as a child. I'm crazy. Just send me home. That's a cop out. Mental illness. Nah, you wasn't mentally ill when you did that. Now it's all about facing accountability. Now accountability would say, yo, judge, you know, um, I put myself in the mercy of the court. I acted out of rage. I wish this didn't happen, but since it happened, I'm willing to face the consequences. I'm willing to take any sentence that you bestowed upon me, judge, and I'm willing to, you know, do my time. That's accountability. That's a man. He ain't a man. That's a boy. That's a boy. There's a lot of boys out here. Boys to men. That's what it said, right? That group, boys to men. Well, they ain't turned men yet. A lot of these guys ain't turned men yet. They still boys. When are you gonna turn from boys to men? You still a boy. You still a boy. I don't want to hear that mental illness. As a judge, they don't want to hear that. You wasn't crazy when you did what you did. You ain't crazy, man. They ain't crazy. Of course, your lawyer always gonna have that in the back of the mind. Yeah, do that mental illness play. Yeah, do mental illness. But come on, man. We all know. Exactly. And I call it intrusive thoughts. You got to know how to block out intrusive thoughts. That's thoughts that's invading you, thoughts that's of crime. Negative thoughts. You got to know how to push that out, bro. A lot of people entertain the negative thoughts that comes in, the intrusive thoughts. A lot of people they entertain it. Why? Because they don't want to live a boring life. They don't want to live a regular life. When that's a life you only need to live. You know what I'm saying? Intrusive thoughts. That's another thing. So discipline 360 all around. So you got to discipline your intrusive thoughts. You got to know when this is not good for me. Even though I feel this way, I'm not going to act on it. Because, what I'm saying? Come on, man. It starts with your mind. Your mind controls the body. So what comes to your mind, your body going to do. Intrusive thoughts come to your mind and you go out and act out on it. You act out on the thoughts that come to your mind. You roll this up real quick. Yeah, yeah, man. Like one thing I learned, like one thing I learned is never enough jail beds. That prisons really turn you away. There's always an empty bed waiting for you. Well, keep that bed empty, cause I ain't gonna need it. I ain't gonna need that empty bed. It's always a bed in prison waiting for you. Well, tell them keep that. Give it to somebody else. Once you do a demonic act, you don't go back. Nah, they be too, bro. You know, these dudes be too, they be too deep in, bro. Pause. You know, you can't go back. They be all in. You know what I mean? Yeah. So once you do a demonic act, you don't go back, bro. Cause at the end of the day, bro, this is Satan's world. This world belongs to Satan, and he'll give you everything you need. Snap of a finger, you know. That's why a lot of wicked people, they persevere in this world. You gotta ask yourself, like, why all the wicked people is prospering? Like, why? Why does the nice guy finish last? Like, why? You gotta ask yourself why, bro. And I just gave you the answer. I just gave you the answer. All the wicked is at the top. They're all at the top. They eating deliciously. They doing what they want. They enjoying their time and their kingdom. This is their kingdom. So decisions got to be made seriously in this demonic kingdom. You got to make decisions as a wise person. If you're righteous, just maneuvering through this wicked kingdom. Because, then again, it said, touch not my anointed. So even the anointed gotta know how to maneuver through this society. That's why freedom and wisdom is the sustainment of your time in this wicked government, bro. Wisdom is gonna keep you free. That's why I preach freedom, bro. Don't crash out. That's what they want. They want that. Don't give them that. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. It was given to the wicked. When y'all read your scriptures and your Bibles, wasn't it given to the wicked? So to give something to somebody means somebody owns it. So whoever ordained this whole thing said earth was given to the wicked for a time being. For a time being. So obviously prophecy is true because the wicked is ruling. Prophecy is true because they in rulership now for a time being. So once you understand that and that lines up with our life, now oh, we the righteous then. If they the wicked, we the righteous. Okay. So I gotta move as the righteous do in the land of the wicked, where they have rulership that was given to them by the Most High God. And our rulership comes next. We come next. So they got their time, and their time is now. And they showing us. Pay attention. That's why I told you, watch the news. Don't be so self-absorbed in your own life, chasing a bag and all kind of distractions. That's what they want. Come on, man. People got to wake up, man. The wisdom come, man. Listen, man. Fear the Lord, man. I don't fear the government. Exactly, bro. You said it right, man. I don't fear none of the governments. I mean, that's why I'm able to speak like this. That's why I'm able to speak like this. Through no fear. Through me being free. Because guess what? Somebody who's rich cannot say the things I say. Because they'll lose their money. They're bought. You know, it said the mark of the beast. Hey man, y'all know what the mark of the beast is? Huh? Do y'all know what the mark of the beast is? It's already here. The mark of the beast is the police uniforms, is the military uniforms. That's the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? They showing y'all the military, the police force. That's the times we in. And as it get 2026 and all of that, y'all gotta pay attention, man. It's deeper than just chasing a bag. That's simple. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that, homie. Chasing a bag and stacking finances, that's the easy part. But you still got to be 360 in your thinking and your wisdom to know that the earth just don't revolve around me. What happens in Venezuela could affect me. What happens over there can affect me. So let me pay attention and be observant in these trying times, bro. Hello. A rich person dropping jewels on an unwoke, man, they get their trinkets snatched away. Plus, you got to think about it. You know, they got too much to lose and everything to gain. A rich person dropping jewels got too much. Like, why you think NBA players can't speak out about social issues? Football players, that's our color. Why you think they can't speak out about issues that affect us? Ask yourself. Like, why don't LeBron James or Michael Jordan speak out about the issues that plague our communities? Why don't the highly esteemed of this world speak out about the issues that affect us? Oprah, like all the highly esteemed that y'all raised up in this world, the rich, highly esteemed, why don't they care about the righteous? Ask yourself that. You know why? They sold out. They sold out for riches a long time ago. The Jay-Z's, Beyonce just hit $1 billion on her own. So now think about it. They said Beyonce just hit $1 billion. I'm like, damn, wasn't together a billionaire? So hold up. So Beyonce got a whole billion on her own, and with the billions that Jay and them got together, they ultra billionaires. But you never hear Jay speak on social issues that affect his community. When was the last time he went to Marcy Projects? Jay-Z is from Brooklyn. I went to school with Jay-Z nephew that looks exactly like Jay-Z. I seen Jay-Z coming up when I was hustling on St. John's and Nostrand. Jay-Z will come through. You got Biggie. They rap about that block that I was on, that I hustled on, that I come from. They put it in their songs. So Jay-Z, Jay-Z ain't for, so you gotta understand. These people is highly esteemed in this world. Even the Bible said the highly esteemed in this world is abomination to the Lord. Even God hates them because they have a responsibility and they're going to be punished for not doing what they're supposed to do. Like what I told y'all I was going to do with my money. Take care of the poor, help the poor. That's what Christ did. So we got to be Christ-like. It's one thing to talk about being Christ-like, but you got to be Christ-like for real. We got to feed you. We got a responsibility, Jay-Z, Oprah. So the highly esteemed in this world, that's of God's people, his nation, he hates them, bro. It is what it is. And we supposed to hate them too. They got a responsibility that they do not do. Even though they join hand in hand with the wicked still got to get punished. So even though they join America and they love in America, LeBron and all of them, guess what? The wicked still got to get punished. Even though y'all join kumbaya with them, you still got to get punished. So that's wisdom for you. All you rich people, even though y'all join hands in hand with America, it's still going to be punished. So, it is what it is. So I don't expect Jay-Z, look, none of them to speak out about social issues that plague our community. Because again, they got much to lose and everything to gain. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what that means, but let me get you out of here fast. Let me get you out of here fast, because you a jester. You coming into my chat being a jester. You know what I'm saying? Being a jester, being a jokester. It's a season for that. You know what I'm saying? You go do that somewhere else. I don't even know what you're talking about. Let me get you out of here too. I don't even want to see that. Like, I don't even want to see that word in my chat, bro. Don't put that in my chat. Don't put that in my chat. You trolls won't live here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all trolls getting tossed out like Jazzy Jeff in the mansion. Ah! That's a good gift. Uh, um, yeah, like I always wondered, who was tossing out Jazzy Jeff? Like, they never showed who was tossing out Jazzy Jeff. Now, was it Jeffrey? Was it Uncle Phil? I know it wasn't Will, because that's his boy. Who was tossing out Jazzy Jeff off the mansion? We'll never know. I done got to a point in my life where I might play your music, but I refuse to let it. Man, listen, man. And you gotta be careful where you listen to. You feel me? Dr. Phil. He said about so Uncle Phil was tossing me. I thought it was Jeffrey. I thought Jeffrey was tossing them out. Well, like they'll let Jeffrey do it since Jeffrey was the butler. That'd be funny. Jeffrey, toss out Jazzy Jeff, toss him out. But yeah, he said, yeah, but music, bro, music can really alter your personality. So be careful what you listen to. Like even the drill, I don't listen to none of that. No, I don't listen to that, bro, because that could alter you, bro. So I tend to listen to R&B, bro, to calm down my mood. Cause music could really change your mood, bro. So we got to be mindful of the things we listen to, because even the government knows music can alter somebody's personality. That's why they pump billions of dollars into drill music, drill music. They know that riles up the kids. Music does something to you. It's like a invisible wave, sonic wave, a sound wave that hits your brains, bro. Music is an invisible sound wave that hits your brain, and it triggers all kinds of emotions. That's why you might hear a song that you ain't heard in 20 years. And guess what you get? You get nostalgia. You get feelings like, oh, I remember how I felt when I first heard that song. Oh, I remember how I feel. Oh, this is my song. That's that invisible sound wave hitting your brain, triggering all kind of emotions. And now what about the violent music? The the stuff that the society pumps billions of dollars into to destroy the kids. Now, that BDMs, which is beats per minute, BPM is sped up so fast. Now remember, the old hip hop was boop boop pap, boop boop pap, boop boop pap, boop boop pap. That was the old hip hop. Remember? That was our BPM. Boop boop pap, boop boop pap, boop boop pap. Now the BPM is sped up so fast, it riles you up. Pay attention. They weaponize music. They weaponize the media. Everything is weaponized. Acoustic DBZ is relaxing and de-stress. See, you gotta listen to the stuff that's not gonna stress you out or stuff that's not gonna rile you up to go do some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? Listen to some Al Green. Love and happiness. Mm, 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 mm. Love and happiness. Mm, mm, mm. Love and happiness for the good times. Some good Al Green, man. Some nice, some good music, man. Like y'all don't know music, man. They don't know music, man. Love, you know what I'm saying? Some Teddy Pendergrass, some nice old school, man. That's all I listen to. I don't know about y'all, man. I'm listening to the good stuff. The good stuff. They know what frequency that causes. Yeah, violence through music. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that fat, the boop, 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 boop. And then they got the lyrics. And kids are so impressionable. You know what I'm saying? So kids soak up everything you're saying. So imagine you super famous. You got the rapper starter kit, the chains. Some of them got the braids. So you got the look that all the TikTok kids like, and you know what the kids like. So you're gonna speak their language because the kids are the consumers, not the adults. The kids are the consumers. The kids are telling mom, I want this. Mom, buy it. So the kids are the consumers. So they target the kids and destroy the kids through the BPM, through like bro, every kid that throws up a picture, I mean like every kid that takes a picture nowadays, they throwing up gang signs. They could be 5, 6 years old. Look at the pictures. They're all throwing up gang signs. I'm like, bro, what gang you in? Like, whoa. They start from young. So I see that and I see that's red flags. I'm like, damn, that's not good. That's not cute. That's a trouble right there. That's a problem right there. Yeah, gangster rap in the 90s. Yeah, definitely. Gangster rap. Yeah, man. But at the same time, we was thinkers, not to follow. And because I know entertainment, like I know to separate entertainment from real life. A lot of people do not know how to separate entertainment from real life. Like I know Arnold Schwarzenegger is not the Terminator. It's entertainment. So I should know this rapper don't live this life. It's entertainment. That's how they get paid. But a lot of people, they don't know how to separate the two. Like even the artist himself, like he don't know how to separate. I say that to say. Now, when you go to the movie, Boys in the Hood, now y'all know about Lloyd Avery, aka Knucklehead number two. That's the guy who killed Ricky in the movie, Lloyd Avery. And y'all know Deidre Goldberg. These are two cast members from Boys in the Hood. Now, Deidre Goldberg is Dookie. who was with Ice Cube, who got the pacifier, that's Diedrich Gobert. That's Dookie. And Lloyd Avery is knucklehead number two, who was in a car with a shotgun that shot Ricky in the back. Well, his real name is Lloyd Avery. Well, he ain't know how to separate that role from Boys in the Hood from real life, cause he that dude was in like he was a gang member. He was I think it was Black P Stones, and he grew up middle class. Lloyd Avery went to Hollywood High School. Now, if y'all know what Hollywood High School is, or Hollywood High, that's a rich part of California, like Beverly Hills. So Lloyd Avery grew up middle class. He had a lot of money. He got that role in Boys in the Hood, being the guy who shot Ricky in the back. And he didn't know how to separate that role from real life, because he brought that to real life. And he actually was charged with 2 murders, and he was serving life, I think in Pelican Bay, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was in Pelican Bay. Let me see. Where was Lloyd Avery serving his life sentence before he was killed? Yeah, so Lloyd Avery was serving life in Pelican Bay, and he was murdered in his jail cell by a Satanist. He was murdered in his jail cell. The guy who shot Ricky with the shotgun, that's Lloyd Avery. He was murdered in his jail cell in 2005, over 20 years ago. That's a guy who shot Ricky. He was murdered. And y'all know who recently just died? Ferris. Now, y'all know Ferris, the driver. Ferris with the curly hair. Ferris with the Jerry curls. Ferris, the tall one, the leader. Ferris just passed away. Ferris just passed away. He just passed away. So now we go to so that was Lloyd Avery's story. Now we go to Diedrich Gobert. Now Diedrich Gobert, y'all know who he is. Diedrich Gobert. Diedrich Gobert. Now this is Diedrich Gobert. Y'all know who Diedrich Gobert is. That's Dookie. That's Dookie. That's Dookie, right? That's what I was talking about. Lloyd Avery. And y'all know who Lloyd Avery is, right? This is Lloyd Avery, the guy who killed Ricky. That's Lloyd Avery. So I know these people real names. Like, this ain't That's Lloyd Avery and Diedrich Gobert. So Lloyd Avery was killed in his jail cell. And you know what's crazy about it? Like, Lloyd Avery said he turned his life over to Christ. So Lloyd Avery was on some positive timing, and he was put into a cell with a Satanist, and they was arguing about religion. And the Satanist unalived him in the jail cell and hid his body for days. And the only reason they found his body, because his body was on a pentagram. A pentagram. About to be, yo, what the hell? It's insane. Now, Diedrich Goldberg, Dookie. Now, Diedrich Goldberg. Now, Dookie also. Now, Dookie's situation was, you know, life imitating art. Now, Dookie was a Crip in California, of course, with a movie station. Now, Dookie was a full-fledged Crip, and one night, I think it was 1993, bro. Like in the 1990s, he lost his life. Dookie was at a gas station, right? And he seen rival gang members. No, first it was at a illegal car racing. Like a car meetup, and it was illegal racing, and a car might have cut him off, or a car might have bumped him. Well, something happened where they met up at a gas station. Guns was pulled. They was fighting. Diedrich got jumped. Him and his homie, and another girl was there that whole night. So Diedrich got jumped by rival gang members, right? He got jumped. Police came. Everybody skirted off. You know what I mean? That was it, right? Later that night, they said he was riding around, you know, drunk out his mind, turned up. And he seen the Asian gang members, which is the ABC, you know, Asian boy crazy or something like that. But it was an Asian blood gang set. And he's a Crip. And Diedrich was walking through all of these bloods, dissing them. Dissing them. Remember, like he got jumped, probably about an hour before. And this is a second altercation. This is the one that cost him his life. Cause you know, they said they thought Diedrich was reaching for a gun. So they rushed him. They beat him down to the floor. Remember, his homie was there. So his homie tried to jump on top of Diedrich to shield him. And that's when they shot Diedrich, killed him. They shot the homie, his friend that was on top of him, killed him right there. So they both, and then they shot the girl that was with them, because he said the girl hit him with something, hit him in his back. So he turned around and shot her, and she's still paralyzed to this day. She's still paralyzed to this day. So Diedrich lost his life that day in 1990. Art imitating life. That's art imitating life. You dig what I'm saying? Like, the movie scene was over, bro. So we gotta know when to say cut, bro. 2 young lives gone. He was killed trying to break up a fight. Well, I wouldn't say the homie, Diedrich homie, might have been killed for trying to break it up. But Diedrich was the one who was, you know what I'm saying, was dissing. He ran up on them, screaming, screaming out his set. He was banging on them. And it was deep. So it's like, why did he do that? Like, even the first altercation, bro, when they got jumped the first time, he should have left it alone. He didn't. He went out looking for more trouble. And that's the mind of a young turn. Like, I've been there. He was super young when they made Boys in the Hood, bro. Like, bro, he ain't even lived like 4 years after the movie, bro. That man didn't live like 4 years after the movie, bro. Word, bro. When did he, let's see. Yeah, that man didn't live. That man died. Yeah, when did he die, bro? Let me see. 1994. So he passed away in 1994. When did Boys in the Hood come out? So if Diedrich passed away in 1994, what year did Boys in the Hood come out? If he passed away in 1994, let's do the web. 1991. So Boys in the Hood came out in 1991. In 1994, he was dead. 2005, Lloyd Avery was gone. 1994, bro. I was only 13 years old. So I could imagine being young and being in a movie, and you know what I mean, a movie station in your hood. So that would drive a young man's mind to be like, I'm gonna live this character life. I'm gonna be this character that's portrayed in a movie that's shown around the world, that's stationed in my hood. Like that would really, so you really got to think, bro. It was movie stars, hood, like they from the hood, bro. Movie stars from the hood instantly went to the big screens, instantly went in the front of millions of eyes. So now when you come back to the hood, people know you as Dookie. People know that character as a young black man. It's hard to turn that off. It's hard to turn that off. They're actually the polar opposite of Kane and Old Dog. Kane and Old Dog were, yeah. Kane and Old Dog. Now, Old Dog is the first YN. Now, Old Dog was Chief Keef with the braids. Old Dog is the depiction of a Chicago YN, the way Old Dog lived in that movie, the way he portrayed that character. The minute Old Dog came on scene, he was already involved in a murder of two people in the grocery store immediately. That's how he was introduced to Old Dog. Old Dog was introduced to us as a murdering, non-caring person, and that gravitate towards America. And Lorenz Tate did not let that role dictate his life, because Lorenz Tate is into politics. Lorenz Tate is doing great things in life. So even though he was Old Dog in a movie, he's not Old Dog in real life. Now, I go back to Diedrich and Lloyd Avery. They let that role cost them their life and their freedom. Old Dog did not let that role, or Lorenz Tate did not let that role of Old Dog dictate his life. We never heard no stupid shit with Old Dog. Lorenz Tate, I should say. Nothing. Go look him up. Lorenz Tate is a good man. He's a good man. So we got to know when to turn off that role, bro. When I heard Dookie died, when I heard Diedrich Goldberg died, I'm like, damn, I like that guy. Like, even though I seen him on camera, I'm like, because I could read their aura. I'm like, damn, that's a good dude, bro. He was just misled in life. The same thing with Lloyd Avery. They were just misled in life. Like if you go back to Lloyd Avery's story, Like even the kids in school said he was funny. He had a sense of humor. Like where did that go wrong? So we got to know when to separate real life from a movie role, from a movie script, from a song, from an image. Come on, man. I'm dropping it heavy for y'all. He said, cut or get cut from life. For real, man. Appreciate y'all being here, man. Y'all the real ones. And you know what's crazy? Kane still got that car, bro. Kane still got that car. You know what I'm saying? Kane still got that car. I seen it. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I could find a video. Kane from Menace to Society with the classic car in real life. Let's see. He still got that car, man. Kane still got that car, man. Still got that car. That's real life. Look, he still got that car. My man still got that car. Still got it. Woo-hoo. Still got that car, gang. Still got it. Man, still got them things on Dayton's. Still got it. Yeah, I'm still with that. I'm still with that. That's real life. That ain't in the movie. This not the movie. That's not the movie right there. That's not the movie. He still kept that car. That ain't the movie. This ain't the movie. That's Kane right there. That ain't the movie, boy. Still got that car. That's a legendary car. Legend. Yeah, Hakeem from Moesha, Merlin said, oh man. Merlin Santana, Hakeem. Yeah, man, that's some wild. Like Merlin Santana's death was wild, bro. You know what I'm saying? Cause this shorty that he met, she was a runaway. She was a troubled teen. You know what I'm saying? Troubled teen. This girl. She convinced her boyfriend, you know, to do something to Merlin. She said Merlin did something to her, which was a lie. So she lied and got Merlin Santana killed. Y'all remember her? A nasty looking, ugh. And I'm like, what is he doing associated with her, bro? She looked like she up to no good, bro. Backdoor queen. She backdoored Merlin Santana, bro. She backdoored him, you know? Crazy, man. You gotta know who you laying down with. 100%, bro. You got to know who you laying down with or even bring into your circle. Because remember, you're famous. You're known. You got money. People see that and they target you for what you got. For no fault of your own. It's not your fault that you blowed up in society. But people see that and they'll hurt you for what you got. So of course it was a robbery, backdoor, you know, and he lost his life behind that, running around these nutting ass women, bro. A lot of females ain't about nothing, bro. They ain't on nothing. You know what I'm saying? Kane still got the whip. Yeah, bro. Still got that. Again, I'd have still had it. I'd have still had it. You know what I'm saying? And it looked cleaner than ever. That look, you know what I mean? That's the whip. So shout out to Kane, old dog. Shout out to, yeah, man. These nothing females, man. That's what got Merlin in trouble, bro. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, ugh, she ugly, bro. I'm like, she is ugly, and she knew it. You got to know who you laying down with, 100%. Appreciate y'all for being in the building, man. Y'all the real ones. Shout out to Mark, man. You already know. Lost Big L. Yeah, man. Big L situation was, like a lot of people, like, like at the same time, Big L brother was in prison, right? Big L brother was in prison. Big L brother wanted him to move on somebody that was, that was his enemy. So Big L convinced Big L to set up one of the guys. So Big L killer actually knew him. So Big L was scheming, right? And they found out that the person that was supposed to do the hit, he kind of, he kind of left it alone. He bumped the job, right? And they know the guy, and they seen the guy with Big L. So they put two and two together, and they know that Lee, Big L brother from prison, used Big L as a pawn in his game. So they started scheming on Big L. So Big L had to go. So and this was crazy what how it happened, cause I don't even think Big L had a car or a cell phone. Cause how it played out, they said Big L had to get warm inside of a corner store. He had to get warm inside of a corner store. And he left the corner store to go use the payphone. And that's when they ran down on Big L, you know, and they did what they did to Big L. It's crazy, man. Crazy, man. So Big L brother actually, convinced Big L to do that and use Big L as a pawn in his game that cost Big L his life. And Big L was known for setting people up, sticking people up. Big L was grimy out here. Big L was known for being a grimy person. So, you know what I'm saying? So, what happened to Big L? He was known for being grimy, man. Even Mason Cameron said they had some issues with Big L, right? Listen, Big L was known for setting people up, robbing people. That happens. That comes to the territory. So, what happened to Big L is unfortunate, but he shouldn't have listened to yo, bro. I'm like, oh my, just mad at Big L for just being in that situation, bro. You ain't got no vehicle, bro. You ain't got. Oh, come on, bro. You ain't got no place to chill. You in front. You inside corner stores to get warm, and you this big Harlem rapper, bro. It's not adding up. It's not adding up. It's not adding up, bro. Where was the money? Where was the money? Come on, man. Yeah, yeah, it was right before he about to get his big break too. That, that's why I say he shouldn't have listened to his big brother, bro. His big brother was in prison over something that he did, bro. His big brother was a loser, bro. Like, oh my God, bro. I'm so mad that Big L even entertained that, bro. Because if it all falls on you. And that even when his big brother came out of prison, he still got his dumb ass killed. Like his big brother's a big goofy, bro. I'm like, oh my God. And Big L tricked himself out his own, bro. He tricked himself out his freedom, out his life, out his bag. All for what, bro? That's the truth about the Big L situation, man. That was stupid of him to actually do that, bro. It was stupid, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Like, oh man, I hate talking about it, bro. Cause if you're from New York, you know, bro, it wasn't supposed to be like that. Big L was supposed to come up, bro. It wasn't supposed to be that. So we like, why is he like? Why is he like? Oh my God, bro. Yeah, Big L was a grimy dude, and grimy dudes don't live long. You know what I'm saying? And that's the truth of it. Grimy cats don't live long out here. You know what I'm saying? Big L was super grimy, and he got caught up. It caught up to him. It caught up to him. It caught up to him, bro. He was super grimy. He was focused on the music, bro. Get out that life, like you, yo. But my phone is on 5%, y'all. 5%. My phone about to die. Yo, Cool Water, Mod Gang, I appreciate you for being here, man. Everybody else, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate all the likes. Appreciate y'all just being here with the realest. Mod Gang, NYMP, the realest. Cool Water, NYMP, the realest. You already know what it is, gang. Let me charge up my phone. It's gonna die any second. 5%. The screen went dark. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, Cool Water. You already know what it is, man. I love to build. I love this. I could talk for 20 hours, bro. Let's build. Let's socialize on things that affect us. That's the time that I'm on for 2026. We just gonna take it up. We're just gonna go up 10 more notches. So with that said, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good morning. I'm gonna finish off this blunt right here. It's like, what time is it? 6 o'clock. I gotta go wash. I gotta go food shopping. So that's what my Sunday consists of: washing, food shopping, cleaning up, things that I don't take for granted that I look forward to. You know what I'm saying? So y'all have a good one. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.